With the rise of cancel culture and the recent happenings with DaBaby after he made comments that upset the hip-hop community, there have been speculations of another rapper getting canceled. It's none other than Grammy-nominated Lil Baby, one of the most dominant and critically acclaimed names in rap since its first release in 2017. And from the look of things, the rapper isn't welcome home in Atlanta anymore. This might come as a shock to all the hip-hop fans wondering why Lil Baby might be getting canceled from Atlanta. Stick around to the end of this video to find out all the juicy details about why Lil Baby is banned from Atlanta. Prince of Atlanta. Atlanta rapper Lil Baby, born Dominique Jones, has risen to become a power player in Southern rap, and that's no coincidence. The rapper paid his dues on the streets, even though the story of a rapper blowing just a year after he first started rapping has its fair share of red flags. But a deeper look at Lil Baby's ascension paints this as nothing but fate and hard work. Early life. Lil Baby was born in the Oakland City neighborhood in Atlanta, and as a young boy in Atlanta, Lil Baby had no dad, just his mom who was raising him and his two sisters. The rapper was a pretty smart student who recalls having mostly A's and B's, but when he wasn't in school, Lil Baby was leaning toward a life of petty crime and street hustling, which eventually resulted in him dropping out of high school in the 9th grade. He grew up hanging with friends like Young Thug, and while his friends went on to thrive in the music industry, Lil Baby stayed on the streets hustling. By the age of 19, Lil Baby went to jail for 2 years for a probation violation. During his stint in prison, Lil Baby decided it was time to let go of his street ways and focus on his music career. Upon his release in 2017, he jump-started his rap career with a mixtape titled Perfect Timing, released in April of that year. The mixtape immediately brought the young rapper fame, in part due to his affiliations with friends in the Quality Control family of artists, as well as the Four Pockets Full Clique. The unexpected success of his first project had Lil Baby collaborating with A-list artists and quickly climbing the ladder of success. Atlanta arrest. As the career of Lil Baby kept soaring, he became a notable figure in his community, and many began to look up to him as a role model. In an interview with Billboard, he said, "I'm not even trying to be no role model, honestly. But now that I know I am, I try to carry myself differently because I got people watching. I don't even be doing what I really want to do. I do what I gotta do now." But he hasn't been acting like a proper role model, and his community has been paying attention. In an incident that occurred in Georgia, the rapper was charged with failure to use a turn signal, reckless driving, and eluding police. According to sources, a trooper stopped at a red light and saw Lil Baby's orange Corvette failing the signal while changing lanes and then speeding off and recklessly passing vehicles in a high pedestrian area. After the Corvette passed the officer, he flipped on his lights and began pursuit, at which one point, Lil Baby began weaving between cars at very high speed. As the trooper caught up, Lil Baby tried to maneuver traffic. He accelerated and attempted to change lanes, but was unsuccessful in his need for speed endeavors. The troop exited the vehicle and took Lil Baby into custody. Several people who seem to have been eyewitnesses came online to say Lil Baby wasn't acting correctly, speeding around like that. He put his life and the lives of those present at the scene at risk. People on social media and several online forums started discussing the issue, and it began to make waves. Luckily for the rapper, major news outlets didn't pick up on the incident, and it eventually died down. This, according to sources, was the first traceable event that could have led to Lil Baby getting canceled. It's likely that because of his reckless actions, many people from his community felt he wasn't acting like the role model he paraded as. Even though these are all speculations and there's no concrete proof, it makes sense for his community to want to cancel him, considering this wasn't the last time such an incident occurred. Paris drug incident. In July this year, Lil Baby and his bodyguard were arrested in Paris while attending Paris Fashion Week events. He was spotted with NBA star James Harden. According to sources, the three men were stopped by a police officer in plain clothes because a strong smell of was coming from their car. The rapper initially refused to allow police to check the car. The situation began to escalate because the Americans didn't quite understand what was happening. Uniformed officers then arrived and proceeded to search the car, finding 32 grams of The rapper and his guard were arrested and charged with murder transportation. A viral video taken by people around showed Lil Baby getting detained and several police officers questioning James Harden. As the news of the rapper's arrest broke out, many hip-hop fans seemed to be disappointed. It's one thing to get arrested in your home country for a crime, but getting arrested abroad for isn't a good look for you or the people you represent. The incident sent Twitter users into a frenzy. Some fans of Harden and the singer in France raised concerns online about racial profiling. But the Paris Police Department appears to deflect suggestions that the arrest was groundless by tweeting that it was based on an infraction. Both men were black and the police officers white. Other people felt the actions of Lil Baby weren't proper and he deserved to be arrested. The rapper and his bodyguard were released a few days later after paying a fine for the charges brought forward against him. Lil Baby celebrated his release with a post on Instagram saying, "I'm good." Cancel culture. It seems like Lil Baby is beginning to realize that he might get canceled too if he doesn't tread carefully. In an interview with Hip Hop DX, Lil Baby said he'd rather keep his thoughts to himself, especially with cancel culture, ready to cancel anyone for anything they do. A statement that leads many to speculate that he's got the hint that he might be next to get canceled. Redemption. When you've achieved the kind of mainstream success Lil Baby has achieved in his career, maintaining your position becomes a full-time job, and Lil Baby isn't ready to get canceled yet. Despite all the missteps that could have caused him to get canceled, Lil Baby has tried to give back to the community that raised him. His giving back to the community might be out of the goodness of his heart, or it could be a way to win back the hearts of the people of Atlanta. Ahead of the fall season, Lil Baby decided to host a back-to-school drive. The rapper handed out hundreds of free school supplies, clothes, and laptops to children in his area. As someone who dropped out of high school, Lil Baby has often come out to say he regrets not finishing school. The rapper also posted photos of himself at the event too, along with the caption, "At this point, it's about the kids." Later the same month, Lil Baby continued on his streak of philanthropy right before students started heading back to school. Lil Baby donated several bikes to kids in Atlanta. He also went a step further to refurbish a basketball court for the kids in collaboration with Foot Locker. During the unveiling, local families came out to see the court, and Lil Baby gifted over 200 bikes to children who attended. Before he collaborated with Foot Locker, Lil Baby had stopped by their store in his hometown to purchase the store's entire collection of sneakers, planning to give them all away. A philanthropic move like that was definitely caught on tape. The video showed Lil Baby and a number of store employees walking out of the store with several bags of sneakers in hand. After the video made its rounds on social media, the rapper hopped on Instagram to explain his motivations behind the act. He explained that giving out sneakers is not what he means by saving my community or giving back. The real reason he bought the shoes was because he saw a lot of people in his community wearing flip-flops, and that didn't sit right with him. Instead, what he means by saving his community is developing centers and programs aimed at community development and providing jobs. Gang ties. Lil Baby has made no open declarations as to which gang he supports, but a couple of pictures and interactions have suggested to many that he's generally associated with the Rollin' 60s Crips. From way back to his thug days, Lil Baby has been on the streets, but now he seems to be putting innocent fans in harm's way because of his thug lifestyle. Lil Baby's concert in Birmingham, Alabama, erupted in chaos when gunfire occurred off the side of the stage, sending the rapper and much of the audience running for safety. According to our sources, the rapper was in the middle of performing his hit song, My Dog, at the Bill Harris Arena when a backstage altercation made its way to the stage during his performance. Two men suddenly appeared on the stage in the middle of the song and appeared to be looking for a way out before gunshots followed. As seen in several videos that captured the scene as it unfolded, Lil Baby, upon realizing what was happening, made a swift exit as the crowd caught on and immediately tried to do the same. In the backstage area, a physical altercation occurred between promoters and entourage members. The altercation became more heated and one person was shot. The victim was rushed to the nearest hospital with life-threatening injuries. Fortunately, the victim's condition was stabilized. Many people on social media believe that the altercation between the entourage and the promoters was a cover-up of the truth. There was speculation that the whole incident was gang-related. This was another event that brought Lil Baby close to getting canceled. The topic of rappers and gang violence came up on several social media platforms, and it looked as though his once loyal fans were about to turn on him and strip him of his crown as the Prince of Atlanta. So far, Lil Baby has managed to avoid getting canceled, unlike the Baby, who, after making offensive comments during his set at Rollin' Loud Miami. After a video of the incident went live on social media, the backlash started. Before the rapper had a chance to apologize, he started losing brand endorsements, several major radio stations began pulling airplay of his tracks, and soon after, the concert cancellation. He was pulled from the New York City Governor's Ball and bounced from the iHeartRadio Music Festival and KS 107.5 Summer Jam. This would have been the fate of Lil Baby. For now, Lil Baby has been laying low and not involving himself in many issues. But how long would he remain so low-key? We'll have to wait to find out. That brings us to the end of today's video. If you liked the video, please leave a like and a comment below. Also, if you're new to the channel, subscribe and hit the notification bell to be notified when we upload new content.